Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you being here. And this is the April 2021 School Day US SAT Non Calc section. Let's get into it. Okay, gonna start with number one, as always. Which expression is equivalent to 12x to the third where x is not equal to 0? Just simplify it down. 12 over 8 gives us 3 over 2. And then x to the third over x squared gives us x. So the answer is simply 3x over 2b. Number two, we've got a lovely graph here. The graph of a linear equation and the graph of a quadratic equation are shown. What is true about the point -1 comma 4? So that's this point right here. So this is the point that is the solution to the two equations, which means that it has to satisfy both of the equations. So our answer is going to just be C. Number three, a ball is thrown upward from a height of 3 feet above the ground, assuming no air resistance. The function h, defined by h of t equals -16t squared, plus 36t plus 3, models the ball's height h of t in feet above the ground t seconds after it is thrown. Based on the model, what is the meaning of h of 2 equals 11 in this context? That is a mouthful. So basically what they're saying is, when we say that t equals 2, our height is 11. So that means that 2 seconds after it's thrown, the height of the ball should be 11. So that's going to be answer choice C. Number four, which expression is equivalent to 4x squared? 4x to the fifth plus 5x to the fourth minus 2x to the fifth plus 3x to the fourth. Just combine like terms, baby. So 4x to the fifth minus 2x to the fifth is going to be 2x to the fifth. And then 5x to the fourth minus 3x to the fourth is going to be 2x to the fourth. So plus 2x to the fourth. So that looks like it should just be answer choice B. Cool. Number five. Okay. At sea level, the boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. For every 500-foot increase in elevation above sea level, the boiling point of water decreases by about 1 degree Fahrenheit. Which equation models water's boiling point y and f in terms of x, the elevation feet above sea level? So basically, what they're saying is that if the boiling point decreases by 1 degree Fahrenheit for every 500-foot increase, that means the slope is going to be -1 over 500. Because the temperature decreases as the feet increase. Okay. Yeah, should be -1 over 500. And we start at 212. So it should be -1 over 500x plus 212, which is A. Number six. Number six is an interesting one. We've got a graph. The line shown models the possible combinations of the number of goats and horses on a certain 10-acre farm can sustain based on the number of acres of land each animal needs. Based on this model, how many acres of land on the farm does each horse need? Simplest way to do this really is, like, look at here. When the number of goats is 0 and the number of horses is 5. So what this number tells us is that on this 10-acre farm, if there are no goats, we can have 10 horses. Which means that each horse will need 2 acres, because 10 divided by 5 is 2. So A is our answer. Okay, so far test isn't so hard. 7, which of the following ordered pairs x, y satisfies the inequality above? Just plug them in, baby. Starting with A, 3 is less than 0 minus 4, not true. 3 is not less than -4, so A is out. B, is 0 less than 3 minus 4, no, because it's going to be bigger. C, is 6 less than 0 minus 4, no. And D, is 0 less than 6 minus 4, yes, 0 is less than 2. So D is going to be the answer. Number 8, in right triangle PQR. Okay, I'm already seeing the stuff they're talking about a right triangle. I'm going to draw it out. So let's do it. Boom, boom. Doesn't have to be perfect, like a perfect representation. Just to have a right triangle. Side PQ is 70, measure of angle P is 90. So this angle over here has to be angle P. Measure of angle R is 38. So let's just pick some angles. We can make this one R. This one is then going to be Q. Okay. Then we have PQR, right? Did we do that correctly? Looks good to me. So side PQ is 70. And they want to know QR is which of the following answer choices. So I'll label QR as X. And this is 38 degrees. So we just need to use a trig identity. We've got, relative to the angle, we've got the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So you're going to use sine, because sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of 38 is going to be equal to 70 over x, which means that x is going to be 70 over sine of 38. All I did was solve for x. And that gives us answer choice B. Cool. Number 9, some values of x and the corresponding values of f of x are given in the table shown. If there's a linear relationship between x and f of x, which of the following gives the relationship? Okay, so we need two things basically here. We need the slope, we need the y-intercept, because that's what constitutes the equation of a line. Okay, so we see that when x increases by 3, y increases by 1/2. Which means that when x increases by 1, y should increase by whatever 1/2 divided by 3 is, which is 1/6. So we know that the slope is going to be 1 over 6. So we know it can't be A or B. Now we just need the y-intercept. So the question is the y-intercept 5/6 or 2/3? Well, let's test it out. We know the slope is 1/6, which means when x equals 0, when x equals 1, f of x should be 5/6, but when x equals 0, which is where the y-intercept is located, then f of x should be 4/6, which is 2/3, which is D. Number 10. Line M is shown on the xy plane. Line P not shown is perpendicular to line M, which of the following could be the equation of line P. They are in love with these perpendicular questions. The main thing is, in order to do this, all you need to do is get the slope of the line that it's here, and then get the negative reciprocal, which shows how you find the slope of the line is perpendicular to it. It's the negative reciprocal of whatever we've got here. So we see the scale's interesting. They really use this squared graph paper thing. But we see that it went down by 1. It went down by 2 because we started at positive 1 right here. And if we go down, that's 1, 2, and then over 1. So the slope is, at the moment, negative 2 over 1, or just negative 2, which means that the slope of the line that's perpendicular to it should be positive 1/2, because that's the reciprocal of negative 2. The only one that's positive 1/2 is A, so A is the answer. Number 11, what is the y-intercept of the graph of y equals x minus 4 squared plus 3 in the xy plane? There's a few ways you could do this, but the easiest thing to do is, remember, a y-intercept is simply where x equals 0, right? So just plug in 0 for x and see what your y value is going to be. So that's going to be y equals 0 minus 4 squared plus 3. So y equals 16 plus 3. So y equals 19. So the one that shows 0, 19 is answer choice D. Number 12. For the given function f, what is the minimum value of f of x? The minimum value is going to be the vertex. So the vertex is always the minimum or the maximum value of a function, depending on what kind of a parabola you have. If you have a happy face parabola, the vertex is going to show you the minimum value of the function. If you have a sad face parabola, the vertex is going to be the maximum value of the function. So we just need to get the vertex of this. The way to get the x-coordinate of the vertex is, let's say x vertex, negative b over 2a. So this is going to be negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. And the way you get the y-coordinate is you plug that x-coordinate back into the original equation. So we're going to say that f of negative 2 equals negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 4, which gives us 4 minus 8 plus 4, which is 0. So that's going to be 0. Otherwise, you could have also actually factored it and gotten the two zeros of the function and looked at the middle value, and it would have been the same. It would have ended up being negative 2. And then plug that in to get the y-coordinate of the vertex. Number 13, which linear equation has exactly one solution? That's a weird question. Usually they'll ask which quadratic equation has only one solution, or two solutions, or no solutions. Okay, so let's look. Answer choice A, if we solve this out, this is going to get us 2y equals 5, which will then result in y equals 2.5. Okay, that's one solution. That seems to work. This is a trick question. Let's mark it off. B, well, B would result in 0 equals negative 5, so that's out. C would result in 0 equals 5, that's out. D would result in 0 equals 0, so it looks like there's no solutions there. Okay, so A is going to be the answer. Cool. Okay, number 14. What is the graph of 4 minus 2 times 0.5 raised to the x power? Simply plug in points. That's the easiest way to do this, to be honest. So, for example, when x equals 0, plug it in. Plug 0 in for x and see what you get for y. Y is going to be, well, 0.5 to the 0 power is 1. 4 minus 2 times 1 is equal to 2. So y is going to equal to 2. Let's see. That sometimes is enough to answer the question, or x equals 0, y equals 2. So let's look at the answer choices. In A, when x equals 0, y equals negative 2, so that's out. B, it looks like it still works. C, it looks like it works, and D is out. So now we just need to plug in one more point. Let's plug in the easy point. Plug in 1. X equals 1. What is y going to be equal to? Well, y is going to be equal to 4 minus basically 2 times 1/2. So y is going to be equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. Okay, so when x equals 1, y should be equal to 3. And that looks like it's going to be answer choice C. Because in B it doesn't work, because in B it decreases. Great. Okay, and now we're on 15, the last multiple choice. The graph of the given equation, the xy plane is a circle. What is the radius of the circle? Great. So you will recognize that this doesn't look like a standard equation of a circle, which is what you usually need in order to be able to get information about the circle, like the center and the radius. So this can be done kind of in your head in a quick way, but I'll walk you through how to actually do the full algebra for completing the square, which is the methodology you have to use to turn this into the standard equation of a circle. So we're going to start with the original equation. We've got x squared minus 6x plus y squared minus 8y equals 0. To do completing the square, you have to take half of both the x and the y coefficients, square them, and add them to both sides. So we're going to have x squared minus 6x. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9, so we're going to add a 9. Plus y squared, that's a ugly looking y, there we go, minus 8y. Half of negative 8 is negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16, so plus 16 equals 0. But now we have to add those numbers to both sides, because you can't just add them to the left side. You have to also add them to the right side. Plus 9 plus 16. So on the left, we're going to get, or in summation, what we're going to get is x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 8y plus 16 equals 25. Let me finish this off over here. To finish it off, we have to factor both the x and the y parts. So the x squared minus 6x plus 9 is a perfect square. It's going to factor into x minus 3 squared. The y part is going to be plus y minus 4 squared. So plus equals 25. This now is a regular standard equation of a circle. So since the right side of it is 25, remember the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if r squared is 25, that means that r equals 5. So D is the answer. Cool. On we go, almost done. Number 16. Oh, easy question. Absolute value of x plus 1 equals 5. What positive value of x satisfies the given equation? Well, it's just 4, right? Because 4 plus 1 is 5. Absolute value of 5 is 5. So x equals 4. Number 17. Triangle RST, angle T measures 40, angle R measures 20, angle T measures 40, angle R measures 20. What is the measure of angle S? Well, normally I would say to draw this out, but it's not even tricky, right? All the angles of a triangle have to add up to 180. So that means we got 40 plus 20 plus our remaining angle equals 180. So x is going to just be equal to 120. Number 18, what value of x satisfies the given equation? Okay, just solve it for x. Reverse PEM does. 3x over 2 is going to be equal to 13 minus 4, which is 9. So 3x equals 18. So x is just equal to 6. Easy peasy. Number 19, square root of 14 minus 2x is equal to x minus 7. What value of x satisfies the given equation? Normally this were multiple choice, I would just tell you to plug the answer choices in, because in this sort of question you'll get a a proper solution and then an extraneous solution that you'll need to test out. But it's not multiple choice, so we're just gonna have to do it out. Yeah, just do it out. So we've got a square root sign, we gotta get rid of it. Square both sides. If we square both sides, we're gonna get 14 minus 2x equals x minus 7 times x minus 7. So 14 minus 2x is going to be x squared, just FOIL it out, minus 14x plus 49. Get this thing set equal to 0 so you can factor it. So 0 equals x squared minus, what is it, 12x, and then plus 35. And now factor it. 0 equals x minus 7 times x minus 5. So x equals 7 and x equals 5. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh yeah, great, I can choose either of these for my answer. You cannot, because one of these is an extra solution. The reason for that is because we had a square root at the beginning. So, and square root can only be positive. Not to be confused with x squared. Yeah, on the SAT, a square root of a number has to be positive. So, plug the answer choices back in. That's what you gotta do. And you might even be able to see right away that if you plug the 5 back in, you're going to get a -2 on the right side. And as a result, it's not going to work. Let me show you. If we plug the 5 in, we're going to get the square root of 14 minus 10, basically. Has to equal to -2. So this thing, the square root of 4 equals -2. If you have something like x squared equals 4, x would be plus or minus 2. But if you're specifically taking the square root of a number, that has to be positive. It's a weird SAT thing. So x equals 5 cannot be an answer, so the answer has to be 7. And if we plug 7 in, we're going to get 0 equals 0. That works, nothing is wrong with that, so boom. And last question, number 20. Let's see if we can get this in under 20 minutes. 2x plus 7y equals 4, 8x plus 4y equals 12. We have a xy that satisfies the given system of equations. What is the value of y? Great. We are just going to try to eliminate x. I think that's the simplest way to do it. The way you can do that is just multiply the top equation by -4. The whole thing. So that becomes -8x plus 7y equals -16. On the bottom, we still just have the 8x plus 4y equals 12. But now if you add these two equations, you're going to get 11. Wait, let me see. What are you going to get? Oops, I messed up the multiplications for the top. That shouldn't have been a plus 7y. That should have been a... let's erase that. That should have been a minus 28y. Add these two together, we're going to get -24y equals -4. So y is going to be equal to 1 over 6. Okay, well, that's the section. Great. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out some of these other videos over here. Drop a like and subscribe. And I will catch you all next time. Bye.